Hey, welcome to MCAT Radio, everyone. Welcome to MCAT Radio, everyone. This is Scott.
And I'm Neil.
Yeah, I had a little of a rough start this morning, but other than that, we're good to go, and we're ready to go. How was your weekend, Neil?
Oh, pretty good. Yes, I just had some lovely chicken Alfredo last night.
Cool.
Yep, the noodles were homemade.
Oh,
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes, it was my mother-in-law's birthday, so we all had some homemade pasta.
Happy birthday, Judy.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, did you guys watch the Super Bowl last night?
I didn't.
Yeah, me neither. But I did watch the highlights and everything, and from what I saw, it's like they really put the foot in football because they make most of their points by kicking.
Oh yeah, that's what I was hearing updates while the game was going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the first all the first three quarters were just no the quarterbacks on either side were just not getting the ball down the field, and then they just had a kick for the Seahawks, and then the Patriots just finally got their first touchdown in the beginning of the fourth quarter, and it took a while.
Yes.
It was one of those games where just like it just kind of kept going back and forth for the good amount of time from what I saw from the highlights. There was also a streaker there. You heard about the streaker?
No, but I did hear about a couple getting married in the halftime show.
That's hilarious. But the streaker, it was pretty much a guy without a shirt wearing sweatpants.
That's not streaking.
It's not streaking at all.
That's not.
No. Well, because, if you do actually streak in those kind of major venues, you can look at a quarter to a $500,000 fine.
Oh, yeah.
In those kind of public places.
Yeah.
Those are kind of
probably being put on a registry, too.
Oh, no doubt, for sure.
Yeah.
But, it's one of the biggest games out there, so big that even Trump was watching the halftime show of the Super Bowl while attending the Kid Rock Super Bowl show. But I think his eyes was more fixated on the Bad Bunny than it was about Kid Rock because, he likes controversy. That's just how he is. But as the game went on, it was kind of pretty clear that the kicker was the MVP of the Seahawks the whole entire time.
Yeah, over at Entertain Mart, I was just there last week, and they were...
Shout out Entertain Mart.
At checkout, they were like, "Oh, who do you think will win the Super Bowl?" Then they asked that to people who have their loyalty accounts, right?
Right.
So I was there with Anya, and she was like, "Seahawks, I guess." So he scanned Seahawks. So I guess I won something, maybe a discount.
That'd be cool.
I don't know.
You might get 20% off your next purchase.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
There's nothing wrong with 20% off things.
Yeah.
You know how you can save even more money? Don't spend any money at all. I remember from that, there's an SNL short or sketch that they did with Steve Martin where it's basically just like, if you don't have money, don't buy things. And the whole sketch is like 2 minutes long and everyone's just confused by the prospect. It's like, but what if I want it? I was like, do you have money for it? No. Then don't buy it.
That show Extreme Cheapskates?
Oh, no. What was that?
So that might not be the name of the show. Anyway, they just go to somebody who is like very mindful of their cash every episode,
right,
and do odd things to save money.
That's funny.
Yeah, oftentimes it's a little gross.
Yeah, I remember watching a show called like Barter Bros. This was around the same time when it's like the whole idea is that they trade without trading money. So it's about bartering, trading up.
Trading up, yeah.
Yep. So that was his whole the whole shtick of the show.
A pen to a boat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't as big as that, but it was like, oh, I have an ATV I want to get rid of. I'm going to trade up for a lawnmower. Well, actually, it's probably the opposite of that. Depending, but it was an interesting show at the time, and it was one of those shows on Discovery Channel. Discovery Channel had a lot of those reality shows that just kind of, you started seeing the turn from like education to complete trash of personalities. Some good times.
Best I can do is 3 cents.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of halfway through the season, the winter season. The people on the city and the city officials want to make this announcement to make it clear that people are not allowed to go on Mount Jumbo until March 15th for the elk herding.
Oh.
So we want to keep the elk not habituated. So we need to prevent elk from becoming habituated to people. To not having fear of people could cause them filter into nearby neighborhoods.
Yeah.
They're very territorial, and they're much bigger than deer.
Yeah. Deer is one thing, but an elk?
Yep.
They're big.
Exactly. And, of course, here are some of the notes that they said there. There's, like, the fear of people and unleashed dogs in their habitat area could cause them to abandon the area as their winter range. And also, if you do cross the line, they'll have a $500 fine for trespassing for folks and ask to call 911 if they see anyone on the mountain.
Stay off Jumbo.
Yep. But
and Reserve Street.
However, the available trails that are currently ongoing right now, according to the CI City of Missoula's website, is West Road above I-90 and the lower L Trail up to the L, both of which are accessible from the Cherry Street Trailhead, will be open, but all others will be open by March 15th after the grazing period.
All right.
Yeah, so they wanted to reaffirm because they might have saw some elk starting to graze there. A lot of times you didn't hear much about that going on forward. I didn't hear about the start of the season.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing about it again.
Did you hear on the Missoula subreddit that somebody found a tick?
Oh, really?
A live tick in February.
I
can't talk.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily doubt it because those bugs have a weird kind of threshold of like they just kind of just exist between like certain like 70 and like 75 degrees is when they actually are active and bite. But other times they're just kind of frozen and just kind of wait.
They found it on their dog.
They found it on their dog?
They found it on their dog.
Ready to bite and everything?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah. So careful.
Yeah. It's a sticky situation right there, especially when you get a tick on your dog. Yeah. It does stink when that happens. So, yeah, look out for that kind of stuff, especially if you're out and about on the trails. Watch out for ticks.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. We're not even close to the middle of February and we're dealing with that.
Climate change.
Yeah. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. No, let's move on. But we have some interesting tidbits. So for history buffs, MCAT, we did a bunch of new programs this week and we dumped them all. We have like 5 new programs airing on MCAT. And as we're talking, Missoula City Club is live on the MCAT YouTube page streaming. So you can stream the Missoula City Club. This is usually Missoula City of Commerce. They bring in speakers to talk about many different things. And so they're going to be talking today, and they're talking right now from our YouTube page, MCAT TV Missoula. But without further ado, we're going to show a little bit of that for history buffs. And they're going to be talking about the Brunswick building, one of the old buildings that was built in the 1800s. So without further ado, here's this.
Was built on the aptly named Brunswick Block, and is one of the oldest hotels in Missoula, created during the golden age of rail. The Brunswick was constructed between 1890 and 1891. It was built in a vernacular commercial style, which basically means it does not fit into commercial style, and they changed a little bit of the architectural features, so they slap on vernacular. So if you ever see vernacular style, it just means it doesn't quite fit into any architectural style. With a Queen Anne emphasis prior to the 1893 economic crash. Now, this hotel typically accommodated working class laborers. It is down a little bit farther along Railroad, but it's not quite as close to the depot as, say, the Grand Pacific. Now, the original hotel housed a dining room and a saloon, but by 1925, the Brunswick housed the Brunswick store in the former dining room and a barber shop. Now, between the end of the 1920s and 1930s, the building was known as Peake's Drug Store before it was completely converted to apartments, much like other railway hotels nearby, specifically the Park Hotel. There are mentions in the Missoulian that in 1902 the hotel was quarantined over possible smallpox contamination, which was feared to have been spreading during the city at that time, but it was eventually reopened. In the late 1970s, an artist studio was started by Leslie Miller, and one of the most notable artists to work in the Brunswick studio was none other than famous printmaker J. Rummel. You can see lots of examples of Rummel's work, a little bit that I'll talk about in this presentation.
All right, so there's a little bit of taste of some history, especially the Brunswick building, which, if you don't already know, a lot of artists here, even in Missoula, I remember doing a shoot not so long ago featuring Theo Ellsworth, who had his studio up in the Brunswick Gallery. I don't know if it's still there, but that's one of many artists that have used that space for art. A nice little art studio for people who are trying to break off and be more independent and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So yeah, a lot of for history buffs, and that is a great program that the library puts on that MCAT films. If you're a nonprofit here in Missoula, you can go to MCAT.org and you can ask MCAT to film your upcoming event, cause, lecture, rally, you name it. All you got to do is just fill out the form on MCAT.org and you'll able to go, able to put it on and everything. And like anything, if you want your own radio show, you can go to 1015kfgm.org for more information on that. And also MCAT.org to start your own television show. So we're doing both a radio and television show called MCAT Radio, and we air it at 11 p.m. on our channel 189 Spectrum, and then 5:30 on Tuesdays for the replays. So you got a chance to see us and see some of the videos we're actually even showing through our capture system.
What is this, some kind of radio video?
Yes. Something like that. So we got a bunch of other clips throughout the day, but we want to talk about some other things that are happening. It is lunchtime, and people are probably out and about on the road, hopefully not Reserve Street, finding their place to eat.
Stay off Reserve!
If you want to save time, it really feels like it's like an opposite of like...
Save yourself!
You might be
45 minutes!
Like you might be the redneck, but this one's kind of reverse, where it's just like...
You might be from Missoula if you stay off Reserve.
If you're driving down Reserve Street, you can expect to get some kind of fender bender at some point in your life within the first year or so.
Yeah, speaking of accidents, there was one over by the Southgate Mall last night. Did you hear about that?
No, I did not. Do you want to talk about it?
I just saw the Reddit post about it. Here, let me see if I can find it again. Oh, yeah. Accident near Southgate Mall over on Brooks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that area is kind of like, the roads kind of go intertwining and all sorts of weird things, and, they never really solved the problem of South Avenue, especially as it connects to the malfunction junction on Russell and Brooks.
Yeah.
And that's one big thing about the Midtown Master Plan project, which is also going to include potentially a new firehouse station. So Firehouse Station number 6 is looking to build somewhere near 3rd and Russell.
Yes.
So in that particular area, that's going to be Firehouse number 6. And so that seems to be one of their main goals. They were talking about it last Wednesday when they were talking about who the planner of this project is. So they're paying for a planner to come up with a concept for a new firehouse. And not only is it going to be a firehouses, but they're going to have administrative rooms and buildings for the mobile crisis team.
Oh, that's good. Firehouse number 6 is going to be the name of my conceptual music album.
Right. So if you so this is kind of like near the areas of good food store, home resource. So in your mind, where would be the perfect place to put this?
Well, we already talked about this, and you brought up the very good point of the old lot for JJ's used cars.
That honestly would be the perfect spot for it. It's like right there. It's not too far.
There's nothing there right now.
Yeah. And the person already has the sign that's up for sale and everything.
Yeah, it's been for sale for years.
Yeah. And not to mention, you're right next to the lot where they have the election center. Yeah. And to be perfectly honest, if you've ever seen the parking lot near the election center, it's always empty.
Yeah.
It's one of those places that are just like, you don't need that many parking spots because a lot of times people come in, drop off their ballots, and head on out. So in many ways, they could even expand in that area if they really wanted to. Mm-hmm. And then if they really wanted to save some money, the city owns the Sleepy Inn, and so they could use the Sleepy Inn property outright and just use that as a nice little corner access between Broadway and Russell.
That's right.
So it would be a perfect spot for it. And it would be kind of more in the commercial area, so it doesn't have to worry so much about residential noise complaints like it would be if it was between 3rd and Russell. Because, I think the city in the better planning area, especially between 3rd Street and Mount 14th Street, is they're trying to widen Russell, but it's so close to residential, it's a long time coming. It's like they want it to happen, but it seems impossible with all the residential in that particular stretch of Russell.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's, those are a couple examples. Firehouse 6, I mean, right now they're not looking for input. They're just looking to get people to provide the presentation to the people when they can actually decide what they want to do with it. So this is like a long time dream, but now it's a reality. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of the funding has to do with the fact that for the new firefighters, we're able to hire 20 new firefighters with this new levy that we passed. But before the levy passed, we had a grant, which would pay for those 20 firefighters for the 3 years. So technically, we have those 3 years of extra grant funding that would go towards them in the levy would help give us a nice little piggy bank to build off of
All right.
to expand upon this. And the city is probably putting some money down for their, for the different buckets to make this thing happen. So far the city spent they're looking to spend $125,000 on this because it was in committee, and they're going to be talking about it tonight during city council, hopefully to pass it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just part of the consent agenda.
Yeah.
So those are some things happen with your city of Missoula. Of course, one big thing that happened within the city of Missoula last weekend was the Unified Development Code. It finally passed.
Yes.
So incorporating different kind of zoning to figure out exactly the future of Missoula, and not exactly how things are going to look, but what kind of things are allowed to be in these certain areas.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the nice thing about zoning, is that they're able to be like, okay, you can't exceed this amount of volume of space per square foot, and just kind of work around that based on, trends. And a lot of people in the neighborhoods basically saying, like, you really can't build that urban density in more traditional neighborhoods, because they created this character overlay a couple of years ago in lieu of a couple construction buildings where they're just like, no, a lot of, you can't just build whatever you want.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what a lot of people put forward. So that's interesting. There's a lot of interesting things happen, but I'm really glad the city passed it and are moving forward with it. And like any kind of growth policy that the city does, they're going to amend it like crazy over the next couple of years to get it right.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because it got passed doesn't mean they're not going to, use it 100%, but they're going to figure out what they can use it with, because for the most part, it's just guidelines.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. In other news, Fallout Season 2 just wrapped up.
Yes.
Yes, last week.
Entertainment news.
Entertainment news. Yes. What do you think of the second season, Scott?
I like how it set up the next season without resolving this season.
Yeah, well, I really enjoyed Season 2. I do think, near the end I was thinking, wow, the whole 8-episode season structure is really leading to some pacing issues.
It really is.
Yeah, some things are too slow, some things are too fast.
I was just hoping that, because this is executive producer and showrunner Jonathan Nolan, who is Christopher Nolan's brother, and he did Westworld.
Yeah.
And season 1 of Westworld was like mind-blowing and great.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second season was just like, okay, we're starting to see some diminishing returns, and what happened here? And third season's like, okay, you brought in Aaron Paul. I like Aaron Paul. And then it's like, what?
Shout out Aaron Paul.
Shout out Aaron Paul for Breaking Bad and everything.
And BoJack Horseman, and that time he was in Invincible.
And that Dispatch game that everyone's obsessed with, because I guess Telltale is kind of back in some ways of...
Well, the style is Telltale, the studio's long dead.
They got bought out.
Yeah.
And then I think they got absorbed into another company. I think they still have their Telltale moniker in a lot of different places. But regardless of that, companies come and go all the time, but the people behind them are still going to create.
What's really important is family.
Yeah, pretty much. Because that's what YouTube really used to be. It was like every animator used to show off their works and everything like that. They still do, don't mind you. But it really feels like a lot of the animators that really showed their stuff off on YouTube have now kind of evolved to become more of like, oh, now I'm doing some gig work and actually working.
Yeah.
I've gotten where I need to be so I can get hired by these different groups to make my animation.
Yeah, so I did come to a revelation while watching Fallout Season 2.
Really?
Kyle MacLachlan's character in that is just the evil version of the mayor from Portlandia.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, they're very similar. They're like, oh, I'm happy-go-lucky.
I mean, like,
one's evil,
right,
and the other's just inept.
Well, I was watching. I was just like, wait, this isn't the first time Kyle MacLachlan was like a morally ambiguous dad character in a series. He was also featured in a that one spin-off show, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, and he was a very much like a father figure who had moral ambiguity.
I'm a dad, but I lie. But I love my kid, but I lie.
And spoiler alert, it ended the same way that season 2 of him ended as well.
Really?
Yes, almost verbatim. I'm just saying. If you've ever watched Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., hey, I used to really was into it, and it was Josh Whedon's brother, apparently, too. Hey, Nepo.
What's with all these brothers?
You're my brother, Neil.
You're my brother. You're my brother.
Pretty much.
I'm your brother.
Well, you're listening to 101.5 KFGM, Missoula, Frenchtown, Bitterroot, and more. We're going to throw it over to some more new programs airing on MCAT. This is called the Roadless Rule Montana Press Conference back in that they just did just the other day. So this is a Montana gathering in Missoula to present a statewide petition signed by thousands calling for service leadership to hold public meetings about its plan to roll back roadless rule. Speaker Ryan Callahan, President and CEO of Backcountry Hunters and Anglers, speaks on this particular matter.
The research record is quite clear, as Hillary was mentioning, on the value of unroaded large landscapes. They provide a stronghold for biodiversity and wildlife habitat. They offer the strongest opportunity to sustain cold waters for fisheries and present ever more rare opportunities for quiet, life-affirming outdoor experiences. Roads are the most common threat to ecological diversity and forest integrity, and they are the vector for invasive species and habitat disturbance. Now, the vast majority of current roadless areas are roadless for practical considerations. They're remote, road construction and maintenance costs are extreme, and the return on investment for most commercial uses just doesn't pencil out. Road costs for construction and ongoing maintenance provide sufficient reason to be skeptical of additional roads, as resources are already insufficient to meet the backlog of maintaining our current road system. Indeed, significant investments will need to be made to decommission roads for the widely recognized forest restoration needs. Now, let's face it, we don't have the sufficient resources or the human capacity to complete all this work, or do the tried and true forest restoration work right here around us to reduce wildfire risk where we live.
All right, so a little bit of taste of that stuff right there. If you want to listen to the whole press conference, go to MCAT TV Missoula.
KFGM is brought to you in part by Logjam Presents and The Top Hat in downtown Missoula. Upcoming events include Hayes Carl... Spam risk. Hayes Carl, February 15th. Magic City Hippies, February 17th. Matty O'Neill, February 20th. West, 22nd through March 25th. Greaves, March 27th, and many more. Full season lineup and ticket information available online at logjampresents.com.
Wow. Did you know that a dog that has never won Best in Show are golden retrievers?
Really?
Yes.
When did you hear that?
It was on the more recent Best in Show where they admitted essentially that golden retrievers have never won this prestigious dog award.
Justice for golden.
Yeah, we need more golden retrievers to be represented for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, some crazy interesting...
They're like the default family dog.
Yep. All right, Neil, I got another scenario for you. Like they're looking for some people who introduced a northern pike into a pond near a fishery in Kalispell.
Oh.
Yes.
Somebody just went.
Pretty much, which
there?
is illegal.
Yeah.
And they're going to give a money reward for those who have any information leading to the arrest or information leading to this. It's $3,500 with $1,000 from some natural organizations. From Flathead Valley Trout Unlimited has pledged $2,000 in additional award. And also, Flathead Wildlife Incorporated has pledged $500 for this total of $3,500 if you figure out exactly who put a northern pike in that pond.
I'm just trying to figure out the thought process there. Like,
who knows?
It's like, I represent Big Pike.
We got to get that northern pike in that Kalispell random pond in northwestern Montana.
Think of the stocks.
I might be a small, big city Missoula guy, but I'm going to figure out exactly who put this northern pike in there. I'm going to drive up to Kalispell in that particular area, in that small pond, to figure out exactly who did it. You with me, Neil?
Well, that's just like something you'd have to do so purposefully.
I know, it's ridiculous. But this isn't the first time. This is the second time
Really?
they've found a northern pike. They had another report back in December.
Wow.
So yeah, some interesting news happening there, and they're looking to give a $3,500 reward for any information leading to the...
I wish I had some information.
Yes.
I don't.
Should we Scooby-Doo this and go up there and just do a radio play right now?
Well, old chum.
Well, Neil, looks like we're here in Kalispell.
Kalispell?
I heard that the
Where am I?
the Flathead Lake level of water is doing particularly well this year, despite the snowpack and the lack of snow.
It's the largest freshwater lake this side the Mississippi.
Yep. All right, we're going to walk on over to this gas station and ask some questions.
I'm going to run. I'm Crazy Joe, the gas station. I work every gas station. Call back.
Call back, yeah. Okay, Crazy Joe. I'm sorry, can I call you Mr. Crazy or Mr. Joe? Okay, Mr. Crazy Joe. Do you have any information about a northern pike that was introduced into one of the ponds here in Kalispell?
I saw a pike. It had long human legs.
Interesting. Tell me more.
It went, Charles Darwin is real, and then it did a flip and ran into the pond.
Uh-oh, we got to figure this out. And you saying is this pond right behind your gas station, which is conveniently located?
No, it's 2 blocks down.
Okay, we'll go 2 blocks down to the other pond.
This pond right here, this is a pike pond.
What do you mean? This is a fishery for other kind of wildlife that's
No,
trying
I
to...
breed pike.
Wait, you breed the northern pike?
Yeah, but that's a red herring.
Oh,
The fish.
okay.
On the wall, that's a red herring.
Well, thank you, Crazy Joe. Let's go to the... And then so me and Neil went over to the police station to collect our reward. Hey, Officer Krupke? Is that your name, Krupke? Hey, Krupke. Listen, Crazy Joe over at the gas station, he's the one that introduced Northern Pike into your ponds.
Evidence. What is your evidence?
He literally just told us. And he has a sign right outside the window says, I did it. I introduced the Northern Pike in this particular pond. And he wrote it all out verbatim right there. Do you see it?
No.
Okay, well...
My eyes are terrible.
Could you call the Fish, Wildlife, and Park people?
Okay.
And I'm going to be the Fish, Wildlife, and Park people on the other side. We're going to expand this a little bit further into another universe.
Another universe?
Yep.
Hello, Fish, Wildlife, and Parks.
No, you're Krupke. You're Officer Krupke.
I'm asking if that's who it is.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes, this is...
I know I'm Krupke.
Hi, this is Vanessa Myers. I'm not going to do a voice. But what do you have any... You said you had some information about this northern pike that has been introduced?
Yes, everything that goes wrong in the ecology of this state is apparently Crazy Joe.
Okay,
like
I got
that
you.
time with the bear.
Yeah, in Idaho?
Oh,
yes.
yeah, that was in Idaho. He's got some reach.
Well, he can't stay in Idaho because he has a warrant for his arrest, but only for the state. So even though kind of like Fish, Wildlife, and Parks is all-encompassing for Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming, that seems to be under the same cabal of Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, essentially.
Yes.
But anyways, I'm Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. So what do you need?
Kill him.
What? No, we don't kill people.
Send a bear.
Well, we kill problematic animals who have been habituated to the humans.
Send a habituated elk.
So all the habituated elk start stampeding over Crazy Old Joe's gas station.
No, my gas station. I moved this whole building from Idaho.
Well, looks like the job is done and everyone is saved.
My business, no!
All right,
This year, KFGM and Rock Lotto are partnering with Volume Room, Missoula's fully equipped, pay-by-the-hour music rehearsal space. Volume Room provides rehearsal space for all. Rock Lotto bands and local musicians. No gear? No problem. Book online, get a code, and start jamming at Missoula's fully equipped music rehearsal space. Head to the volumeroomstudios.com or follow them on Instagram. That's volumeroomstudios.com.
Yes, you're listening to KFGM 101.5.
Yes.
Missoula Community Radio. And you're also listening to MCAT Radio, our own spin-off show of radio and television. Television.
So, Scott, what does MCAT do? What do we have coming up?
MCAT, we have a bunch of shoots that are upcoming. We do a lot of videos for the city of Missoula and also many local community councils from Bonner to Lolo and surrounding areas here in Missoula to have these kind of lectures and invite people down to talk about what's going on in their communities.
Hey parents, what if I told you didn't have to hang out with your kids on spring break?
What?
Whoa!
Whoa, that's crazy.
Well, here at MCAT, we offer a spring break camp where
Yes.
kids can learn how to make a movie from start to finish.
Yep. Did you know that the kids don't have to go to school today? Apparently, it's one of those PIR or whatever it is.
Oh, I didn't know that was happening
Well,
today.
I was told from my my niece's mother, my sister, all about it.
Yeah. Also, we have our weekly workshops. So tonight, if you want to learn 3D modeling or animation, come on down to MCAT, first floor of the Missoula Public Library, and I, Neil, will teach you, I don't know your name,
Yes.
3D modeling and animation.
Yeah, it's a great resource. You do it every Monday. Next Monday, the library will be closed for President's Day.
Yes, but I also do this every Friday.
So if you miss it on Monday, you can come on Fridays, every Friday at 4 o'clock, as opposed to Mondays at 6 o'clock.
Yes.
So it's a great opportunity to do 3D modeling in general, even if it's for creating 3D movies, or heck, even just a basic 3D model that you want to print out.
Yeah. We offer plenty of workshops, video editing, podcasting,
Yes.
how to use our 3-camera studio.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of great stuff. We have our tour and training every Saturday at 10 a.m. if you're interested in learning a little bit of everything, but also listening all about our mission statement here in MCAT to basically amplify local Missoulians' voices for other Missoulians.
Yeah. Do you feel like you have a voice in our community?
I have a voice.
Would you like to? MCAT.
Now we're going to throw it to another programming from Winter Storytelling at Traveler's Rest, featuring Austin Haney, who we know from the Fort Missoula.
One of my fondest memories, the Lewis and Clark annual meeting was in Billings one time. This was almost 10 years ago. And I was fishing, like Lewis and Clark down below Pompey's Pillar, and I found a beautiful spot. And with this very hand line, I ended up catching 3 catfish. They weren't 128 pounds, though. 130. Just wink, wink, wink. So, I'll hook myself while I do that. So, the way it works, you can have horsehair, silk, or gut leaders. Heavier lines are made out of hemp. Some lines in general are made out of things like horsehair, particularly fly lines. But there's literally no end to the variety of lines you can get. Basically, if it's a natural fiber at the time, you can probably fish with it. So, Lewis unfortunately doesn't specify exactly what he got. He just says various weights and kinds of fishing line and then leaders. So we just have to assume. So, meeting the Missouri River. Yep. As someone who grew up on the Missouri, accurate. So this is really when fishing comes into play. They do a little bit on the Ohio and Mississippi, but it's only once they start getting out on the Missouri and into unknown fisheries that things really start to get fascinating. And one of the first species they encounter is the channel catfish. See, that one that I showed you way down at the confluence of the Ohio and Mississippi, that's a blue catfish. They are massive critters. Channel cats, not so much. So these guys, particularly up here, they average maybe 5-10 pounds as a monster. A little bit further down in Nebraska, I think they can get about 3 times that size, but they're not as big as a blue. There still is a pretty darn decent population of these guys in the river. But I think the fun part about Clark's description of the channel catfish is he says that its tail is deeply forked like a dolphin. Bet you didn't know that William Clark knew about dolphins.
All right.
Still believe that those
We're
things were
back.
fish at the time.
And there's a little taste of that.
Science
Austin
books.
Haney did some great stuff with the Historic Museum at Fort Missoula. Did a lot of our youth programs.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
We should get him on the show.
we should get him on the show. He got a new job over in Great Falls. He's going to be working for the
really?
CM Russell History Center, and he's really excited about it. So congratulations to Austin and his.
Let's get him before he leaves.
Let's get him before he leaves. So I would love to have him on here. He's very interesting. He's done a lot of shoots with MCAT.
Yeah.
He was also featured in one of the speakers at the Stories and Stones.
Oh,
So you
yes.
guys can check that out. Stories and Stones is a essentially just speaking on behalf of the dead and representatives of Missoula, Montana, and their impact to Missoula history.
Yeah.
So you guys can check that out, along with many other programs that are on our MCAT page. We have 2 more full programs on our MCAT page,
Wow.
just because we had like 5 brand new programs airing this morning that you guys can check out for free on our YouTube page, MCAT TV Missoula.
MCAT, we've got the content.
Yes. Oh, so you want to hear some high-profile people here in Montana that were on the Epstein list?
Ooh.
Yes, Jack Horner, not little Jack Horner, but Jack Horner, the Montana paleontologist and MSU professor, was found in the Epstein files, visiting the ranch in New Mexico in 2012.
Whoa.
Mind you,
That's,
he was
after
a sex
conviction,
offender,
yeah.
a convicted sex offender in 2008. And so, among the emails, the correspondence that was quoted line, quote, "I had a great time, especially with you and the girls, and seeing your Cretaceous sediments and the old railroad." Sorry about that. Someone trying to stop me.
We don't take calls.
We don't take calls. But anyways, his name pops up throughout this email, and like many other folks looking for fossil use, public lands, and request use for private landowners to get access for fossils and other past treasures. At the end, he signed off by saying, quote, "Please give all the girls my very best wishes, and you, whom I envy," end quote. He was a very big part of the science behind Jurassic Park movies. So when you look up the most famous paleontologist in Montana, his name pops up.
Wow.
Yes.
All right, who else do we have?
That's
besides,
it.
That's it?
That's the Montana connection so far. I mean, these are 3 million files of semi-redacted files
Yeah.
overall, and so it's a pretty big deal. So much of a big deal that someone had to call in to try to stop us from. I don't know. It was a news article, and you can watch it on Q2 over in Billings. They released the story, and I saw it on the Montana subreddit.
Yeah, who knows how many pies that he'll be sticking his thumb in
That's terrible, Neil.
to pull out a plum.
Pull it up, Plum.
It's
It's
the
Jack
rhyme.
Horner.
It's the nursery rhyme.
That's weird. Sorry, that was a Puss in Boots Final Wish joke right
Great
there.
movie.
A great movie, for sure. So yeah, there's a little bit of interesting things happening there. And we did get confirmation that a VFW Old Beck in Missoula announced closure for restructuring.
Oh,
Their
is that
yep.
what it is?
Their Facebook wrote, the VFW bar will be closed until further notice until we restructure. Sorry for any inconvenience. Raffle tickets are still available and regularly scheduled drawings will continue throughout the year. Thank you for all our supporters, and we will keep you updated on the status of our canteen as it develops. Missoulian had an article on this further discussing the economic impacts of Old Beck, basically saying, in this economy, how can we not close? And it's
Restructuring. You've changed, man.
yeah, pretty much. But I think that has a lot to do with Plonk, the Depot, what's it called? The one brewery that next to the Union Club. Yeah, I mean these are some of the staple places here in Missoula that are really kind of getting the whole closure
Yeah.
or threatened to close and all that kind of stuff, which kind of goes to show you that, I mean, I don't know if it's like, is it because of legalization of marijuana or there's a whole new generation of people just avoiding the bars altogether.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't go to the bars. I have no reason to go to the bars. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm, it's kind of kooky to kind of see that kind of stuff. I mean, I've been to places where there's a good amount of people, but sometimes it just, I don't know, maybe things are changing. Less and less people are just, even though Montana, especially Missoula, is one of the highest drinking per capita in the nation.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
we're deep purple compared to all the other ones.
We love alcohol.
It really is. Like, I saw a post online about it too. It's like, oh wow, we're pretty dark here in Montana for the amount of consumption of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but also, with probably the rise of marijuana and cannabis use, I think less people are diving into alcohol, especially since what's the Surgeon General basically came out just this last year.
Cancer.
Basically says that alcohol is now a carcinogen,
Yeah.
which is cancer causing,
Yeah.
which is insane. Man, how things change for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so according to what I've seen online, it's going to be for Plonk especially, since they are for sale. They're not restructuring. They're going to sell theirs for $4 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, no, wasn't it $5 million?
Well, I looked at the taxable value of the building.
Mhm.
It is available on free online and everything, but apparently the taxable value was like, I think it was like 2.7 or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like one of those things. Is like Plonk was essentially the one that replaced the Army Navy store, and the Army Navy store moved over to what is now Sacred Alley.
Right.
Do you have any memories of the old Army Navy store?
Yeah, when it was downtown.
Yeah, it was like they had that old guy, sharpening knives,
Yeah.
and then he
I'd
moved
go
up.
in there and be like, whoa, cool.
Yeah.
Instruments of death.
Pretty much, and they had like staircase right in the middle that went up to the second floor.
Yeah.
And it was where you'd go to get essentially your camo for camo day at high school Spirit
Oh,
Week.
yeah. Yeah. Then there's they still have an army supply store in Idaho Falls, I think.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the closest thing is like Axemen. That's kind of like the same kind of vibe where they have a lot of miscellaneous guy stuff, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's a hatchet. Oh, wait, there's an old stove, all black from the 1800s.
Cool.
Nice. That's kind of what I get from
My dad's
it.
got an old, essentially easy bake oven wood stove.
Your dad feels like he lives in a house that was from 100 years ago.
It's only from the 60s.
It really feels like it belongs like back in the pioneer days for sure. Just the way everything's laid out and the little stable and farm and
It's all got electricity, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a crazy. But yeah, for sure, for all we know, it could have been a commune at some point.
No, we know who built the house.
Gotcha.
In the 60s.
In the 60s.
And raised his family there.
Yep.
Until the 90s.
Oh, wow.
Then it sold.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people lived in my house before I moved in. But regardless, we're going to move on over to some more content MCAT has made. This is from the Missoula Butterfly House. Do not sleep on the Butterfly House. There's a lot of interesting things out of this place. And so this was a shoot that you did from the Bugs and Brews featuring Savannah Thompson.
That's right.
So without further ado, here is this.
So from farm to flight. Once the butterflies reach the pupal stage, the careful work doesn't end there. Staff and researchers monitor and record development for both quality control and educational purposes, ensuring each chrysalid is healthy and ready for its journey. Transporting butterflies is a delicate, time-sensitive process. Each package must make its way from El Bosque Nuevo to San Jose, which is about a 4-hour drive, where it is carefully rechecked and repackaged to ensure nothing has gone wrong. This step is crucial. The right packaging, temperature, and handling can make the difference between a healthy butterfly and a butterfly that doesn't survive the trip. The real challenge is speed, though. Staff receive the pupa early in the morning, often starting around 6 a.m., and must have everything ready for the airport by 2 p.m., including the long drive to San Jose. They have an office where pupa are sorted, inspected, organized, with careful attention to species, condition, and destination. Once everything gets past inspection, packages go through customs and onto the airline, each step demanding precision and efficiency to ensure the butterflies arrive safely at their next home. The entire process highlights just how much coordination, knowledge, and care goes into not only raising the butterflies, but also delivering them around the world. Connecting.
All right, so there's a little taste of the Butterfly House there. And one of the things that I found interesting, especially when it comes to butterflies, is that all the butterflies that you see in their facility essentially dies within the first 2 weeks. And they have to keep on reintroducing this chrysalis and transport them and everything like that, make sure that
Most butterflies don't live very long.
Not at all. Yeah, it's a really short life. The whole concept of basically turning into a butterfly is just to breed.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, you live longer as
Not
a
as bad
caterpillar.
as the mayfly, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, those are they live like a day.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, because, they have
as
to.
adults.
Yeah, for sure. Like, there's a bunch of species where they have just shorter lifespans than the rest of us.
Now I forget what movie it was, but there was Hey, Fly, what's it like to have such a short lifespan? Oh, it's great. Oh, I wish I had done more with my life.
Yeah, what was that from?
I forget.
It's either Bug's Life or Ants.
It's later than that.
Oh, it was later than that. Wow, so they made another Bugs movie after that?
I think
Do you think it was the Ant Bully?
Maybe it was Ant Bully.
Because that was the last one I remember, it having some kind of anamorphic ants that have personalities.
It's a weird trend for a little while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the Ant Bully was like the last of it.
Yeah.
It was just like, what if ants' personality?
Well,
I know how much you like Nicolas Cage because he was featured in the Ant Bully, mind you.
Nicolas Cage, is he a good actor
Yeah.
or is he a bad actor?
And also, you should know is that the voice of the main character, Kid, in the Ant Bully was also the same voice of Aang in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
There you go, some nice trivia for you. Listen, I used to live on IMDb. That was like my jam. I love IMDb. I love reading about all the kind of movies that are coming out, all the kind of things I'm excited for. That new movie with Sam Rockwell is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the trailer during our Iron Lung. And to be perfectly honest,
What is it?
have fun.
Stay calm, don't die?
Yes, stay calm, have fun, don't die. Very much like Coded to Be Everything Everywhere All at Once kind of movie, for sure.
Well, I heard the title for it, and I was like,
I
that's
can't
a dumb title.
It's a horrible title. It's the same thing as what they did with Live, Die, Repeat with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
So it's essentially...
It looks fun, though.
But he's basically kind of like a comic relief character who plays the Tom Cruise part of a Groundhog Day situation.
Yeah.
And then he has to rally all these people together to stop the AI apocalypse, essentially.
Yeah, it looks fun.
It looks really fun. I'm excited for it. And from what I've seen from the trailer and all the other stuff is like they're looking to throw a bunch of cool things at it.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was just like, oh, he's going to try to convince these people that he's correct. But it's actually more than that because sometimes you have these indie films where they're just like, I'm a space alien. And then you don't see them be a space alien until like they go away in a bad CGI effect at the end that they saved their money for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of Iron Lung, the recent indie movie that took the world by storm.
Yes.
At least Hollywood by storm.
Pretty much. I think the first week they were trying to hide the box office. But then the second week, it was just like, okay, we're opening it up, and it started showing at the AMC theaters.
Yeah.
So first week, it was at Roxy for limited release. It sold out within the first couple days.
Yeah, people were excited.
Yeah, and not to mention, like, I didn't like it when I first watched it, but now that I think about it, I'm really enjoying what they did with it.
Yeah, well, and they made most of the movie, like, he's doing the gameplay.
Yeah, he really is. That's basically what it is. It's Iron Lung is based on a video game that was like a 20-minute long video game where you just in a sea of blood.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out what's going on.
It's spooky.
We got to figure out what's going on and what's the deal with all this blood.
What's the deal with the ocean of blood?
Yep. And what's the deal with KFGM 101.5 here in Missoula, the Bitterroot and Frenchtown areas where you can listen online for free at 1015kfgm.org anywhere in the world as long as you have Wi-Fi or internet.
Yeah. So, Scott, what do you want to eat for lunch today?
What I want to eat for lunch today, I'm feeling more quesadilla more and more every day.
Yeah. Have you gotten one of those Guild ones yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty solid. I really like a lot of what they do there for sure.
Yeah.
But I usually tend to go to Taco Sana sometimes just to get my quesadilla because they have two really nice spicy flavors from Island Blaze to Glacier Melt, which I definitely love. And I can't just give them more props, but how about just go for pizza today? You know, just go to Bridge Pizza, good.
Pizza's always good.
Yeah, it's a good go-to.
You could grab a slice from Biga.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something to think about as well. I might just end up doing that. I mean, I was even thinking about just grabbing a pizza from the Good Food Store and just cooking it from home.
There you go.
I've been doing that a lot more lately.
I'm probably going to go home, make a turkey sandwich, and then go play with a motion capture suit.
Oh, you're going to do that after you eat?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, sweet.
Probably. Also, I don't want to have to park at the college, so...
Nobody wants to park at the college.
What's the deal with the college parking?
Oh, so you're just going to walk there?
I might get dropped off.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'm playing with a motion capture suit. Isn't that fun? Not emotion capture suit.
Emotion?
A motion capture suit that can capture emotion.
That's true. All right, so we've been doing a lot of shoots with Indivisible Montana, and Indivisible Missoula did a town hall on healthcare, and so here's a little taste of this. This is 1 Million Rising Town Hall on healthcare, from Medicaid cuts to rising insurance premiums, hospital closures, the decisions that are being made. So we're not going to go broke in the States, and so here's some information on that, and when we come back, we're going to talk about some more stuff.
thinking about your relationship with your local, like if you don't know your legislator, they should know you, and introducing yourself early, right? Our next legislative session is 2027, but they're having interim committees all the time, right? Where they're starting to talk about how our state budget looks in 2027, and do we have to make hard decisions, and do we have to make cuts? There's also a big conversation happening about Montana's getting a bunch of money for the Rural Health Transformation Program, right? Which is part of the HR 1, the big beautiful bill, right? $900 billion in cuts, $50 billion in investments in what was initially really called like the Rural Hospital Fund. And so those funds are being distributed, and Montana's getting the 4th highest amount of money in that. And they're just starting to decide how that money is going to get spent. And so I think there's a ton of stuff happening at the state level that we can and should be paying attention to, and we shouldn't wait until the next legislative session. And, you know, everybody in the state house is always running, right? So there's going to be primaries, there's going to be elections here coming up, and so it's a great time. Some people are already out on the doors, but Andrea can talk about Medicaid. Or is it? Sure.
Yeah, we need to keep it with the tables.
Yeah. So can I add to that?
Sure.
So I attended today, I attended the first Rural Health Transformation Advisory Committee meeting, and they have a website, ruralhealth.mt.gov. And they are inviting public opinion now for input on what to do with that money. And so I would suggest that you go to the site, see the makeup of the committee. Today's meeting was on YouTube, and it might be something you could access on YouTube. And if not, they have slides that they will have on the site and everything about what they talked about today. But I would recommend everybody who has an opinion about what should be done with that money, get in touch with them and share your opinion.
Can you repeat the site, please?
Yes, it's Rural Health, one word, .mt.gov.
You know, some pets came back just fine and everything like that.
Yeah, it seems like most of them were found pretty quick.
Yeah, which is pretty good. I mean, a lot of times it's like people go and, you know, eventually they do find their way back for the most part.
Yeah. Somebody posted historic Missoula photos on the subreddit.
Yeah, I saw a couple of those. It's kind of wild
those
to
are really
see.
Cool. You should check them out.
No, I did see them.
No, I mean, our listeners.
Yeah,
should
yeah.
check
Oh,
them
sorry.
out.
You should go check them out, listeners.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's totally worth it. Somebody posted about like 17 old-timey photos on the old subreddit. Just talking about, you know, just basically just showing Missoula back in the day. There's some really cool old buildings. There's an old grocery store across the street from, I believe, the Florence, in the particular downtown area where it was kind of, you see people kind of standing outside the building in a really nice brick circled building. Mm-hmm. It's like the architecture is like they circled the building in a way where it's like cylindrical brick.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You never see that kind of stuff. Everything is always just square.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There is a chocolate lab that was found over in the Moose Can Gully area.
So if you are missing a chocolate lab from the Moose Can Gully area, the Reddit person has posted on that online as well.
Happy, friendly dog, about 75 pounds.
And I hope nobody's screaming saying that you can go to the Facebook Missing Pets page, because that is a thing that people usually post to. here in Missoula for the missing pets. So you can look up missing pets on your Facebook for other additional updates on this as well.
Yeah.
Yep. And for people who are having some kind of a food insecurity with their pets in general, especially in this economy, you can always go to Animeals because they do provide their own food bank for animals.
Yes, Animeals is a wonderful service.
Yes.
Yes, and they've got so many great adoptable cats. It's where I got my cat, and she's a sweetheart.
Yep. You got some good cats there.
Got some good cats.
Got some good cats.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, let's see. I'm out of material here.
You got a material?
Yeah. KFGM programming is supported by Slant Street Records. Slant Street Records is a meticulously curated specialty record shop, constantly sourcing music, rare and hard-to-find vinyl LPs, and 45s, also carrying cassettes, CDs, and vintage stereo gear. Slant Street Records is located at 1413 South Higgins, next to Great Harvest Bakery.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
The historic tool home in U District hits market for the first time.
How much?
$3.5 million. It's one of those big old homes off of Tool. And, it's a stately home listed at the National Register of Historic Places at the University District. Hit the mark under a new broker this month for $3.5 million. It was constructed in 1902. Initially housed Mr. Tool, a former territorial legislator and president of the Big Blackfoot Mining Company. This article is by Martin Kinson over at the Missoula Current. You guys can check out for more information on this particular topic. The home spans nearly 14,000 square feet across 3 floors with 4,800 square foot basement. The interior includes 17 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms, along with a commercial kitchen and other amenities.
Wow.
So it's easy to say that this probably was some kind of frat or fraternity. Oh no, fraternity or sorority house.
Right.
I mean, I don't know the history of it, but it's a big part of that, as well as you heard Mr. Toole himself lived in this home.
Wow.
So some big information there. Some cool stuff.
It sounds like this upcoming Sunday, there's an adult roller rink and skate party.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that the Hellgate Roller Derby always has trouble finding a venue to do their derbies. They usually end up going to the open air section of the Glacier Ice Rink.
So this is at Monk's.
It's gonna be Monk's.
Yeah. They're doing an open skate roller rink with beginner skate from 6 to 8.
Okay.
But the entire event goes from 6 to 12.
I can definitely see that. They have a fairly large enough basement, and I have, yeah.
There's a skate contest at 10.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
so that's some
live DJs all evening.
Yeah, some cool stuff happening there. And of course, the library always has some cool events happening, ongoing, and everything like that. Lego Club is another one of those mini staple events here at the Missoula Public Library that they do in the afternoons. I believe they do it on Thursday afternoons during the school year, and then during the summer, it's Friday later afternoons for that as well. But I do believe that they do a Read Dogs on Tuesdays. But they're doing a Lego Club this afternoon from 3 to 5 p.m.
Ooh, Lego Club. That's a good one to check out.
Yep. Families First just did their Art with a Purpose. They do it every Monday at 10:30 a.m., so you missed out on that one. But they're also doing an AARP tax aid. So if you're a person of a senior living 55 and older, AARP tax aid is available from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. here at the Missoula Public Library today on Cooper Room A. So it's going to be on the 4th floor of the Missoula Public Library. Get some help with your taxes. And the university is also doing some Vista tax help for folks every Saturday, starting last Saturday. So some tax help with that for anybody making less than $67,000 a year. So that's pretty much most people in Missoula.
This person's looking if there's a place in town that sells spoon carving knives.
Oh.
They say he carved it himself from a bigger spoon.
It's pretty good. I like just the idea of those decorative spoons you hang on the wall. Like my family had one. I think most families had those decorative spoon and forks on just hanging on the wall, those wooden ones. It's like, I whittled it down to a smaller spoon.
And now I can eat with it.
Yeah, pretty good stuff for sure. Yeah. And then, it looks like they're doing a Meet the Playwright and director of Can't Drink Salt Water in Cooper Room 8 tonight from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m.
Can't drink salt water? They can't tell you what to do.
No, Neil. No. But then, of
I'm
course...
not saying it's a good idea.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey, I know you don't want them to go there. You want them to go to your Learn Computer Animation instead.
Animation.
Yep, it's a nice drop-in from 6 to 8 p.m., just in time to learn some 3D modeling.
Yeah.
So that pretty much does it for MCAT Radio. I wanted to thank you guys for joining us here on 101.5 KFGM. For MCAT Radio, I'm Scott.
And I'm Neil.
Take care.